This is the plaintiff, Louis Manfredi. He says a neighbor of his deceased mother stole an antique rototiller, which is used for digging up rocks and earth, and sold it for scrap metal. The guy got $40 for it, and when the rototiller was new, it cost $3,400. He went to the cops to report the theft, and now owes him big time. He's suing for $500, the estimated value of his stolen property. This is the defendant, Christopher Davis. He says the plaintiff is his fiancé's uncle, and his fiancé's grandfather, the owner of the rototiller, told him he could have it and anything else he wanted in the garage. Once the plaintiff found out, he took the thing. The guy demanded $4,000, the cost of a brand new rototiller. Bottom line, he had permission to sell the rototiller for scrap metal, and that's just what he did. He's accused of breaking and entering.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says a neighbor of his deceased mother stole a rototiller, but the defendant says it's rightfully his. It's the case of going roto to toe.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Louis Manfredi?
Yes.
You are suing Christopher Davis for $500, the value of a rototiller that you say he inappropriately removed from your mother's property?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what's going on?
Around late June, my brother called me and asked me if I knew where the rototiller and his motor
What's a
went.
rototiller?
It tills up soils and plant.
Okay, but this is something that you claim cost $3,400 in 1940?
Originally, it cost $3,400. Online, I got a copy of...
Do you have a picture of one?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay,
Your Honor.
excellent, because what I'm thinking in my head can't possibly cost that.
Right here.
Okay, thank you.
It was made in the 1940s, Your Honor. It's all gear-driven. It's not something that just falls apart in a few years.
Okay, where's the most expensive one you can find? Like, I'm trying to figure out how that could possibly be worth $3,400, which is one of the things you say in your complaint.
An original parts book, I had it, but I don't have it with me, Your Honor.
You don't have any proof
No,
of the okay.
I just went online to see what they would be valued at today.
Well, it's substantially less than...
They don't make them anymore.
Okay, and why don't they make them anymore?
The business, our company just went out of business.
Okay.
But you could always have them rebuilt. And to buy a rebuilt one back in 1985 was $3,400.
Okay.
If you can find them online,
Do you
like I
have,
said,
but you don't have any evidence of that?
No.
All right, so what happens? Your brother calls you, your mom passed away.
Before, yes, she passed away.
And then...
She's been on the property for 95 years. So
How old was your mother when she passed?
She was 95 when she passed.
God bless her entire life in
Yes,
one house?
and she went into a nursing home and died about a month after.
Oh, poor thing.
So
your brother, I guess when the house is being dismantled or whatever, your brother calls?
Well, everybody was up there at least once a week when she was home. So for like the last month, we haven't been up there. And he went up there and he said the rototiller is missing. The rototiller's been there for at least 20 years. So I asked around the neighborhood and I found out Mr. Davis was into scrapping. So I checked scrap yards both in Rhode Island and Connecticut and found out that it was scrapped in Rhode Island. Then I tried making contact Mr. Davis and I told him I wanted the rototiller back.
When you called him, did you tell him who you were, why you were calling, ask him any questions?
He seemed to know what I was there for.
Okay, so you...
I talked to him about the rototiller. I told him what...
He is a neighbor of your mother's?
Yes, his girlfriend is renting the neighbor's house.
Okay.
It was her grandfather's house.
So you asked him, did you take the rototiller?
I said, did you take the rototiller?
And he says?
Yes, he took the rototiller. He got $40 for it.
Did he tell you why he took the rototiller?
That he was told that he could take it.
By whom?
He told me Steve Johnson was one of them.
And who's Steve Johnson?
He's my nephew. He lives at property next to my mother.
Okay, and so he tells you, hey, your nephew told me that I could take whatever I wanted and scrap it.
Actually, in the police report, it states that he told Officer Rataco that Steve Johnson said he could take it.
Right.
Officer Rataco said he questioned Steve Johnson, and he told him that he didn't tell him he could take it.
Do you have the police reports? Let me see
Yes,
them.
sir. Yes, Your
And
Honor.
why did you take the rototiller?
I did take the
Okay,
rototiller,
who gave
Your
you
Honor.
authority to take that rototiller?
The owner of the property that it was left on, I have a letter
Who's the
here.
owner of the property?
Carl Johnson,
Who is Carl Johnson to Steve Johnson?
his father.
Okay, and Carl Johnson owns that property?
Yes.
I thought your mother owned that property.
No,
No, the
rototiller-
property that the rototiller was left on
Wasn't
is-
your mother's property?
It was my mother's property.
No, I have a letter from the
I have,
owner of the property saying that he's left it there. They've told him on several occasions to remove it from their property, and he refused to do so. And then he gave...
You don't have that person here as a witness? That's pretty critical.
No, I can call him. He lives in Maine,
Oh.
so I
What
can...
is
we-
Carl
I have his
Johnson
cell
to you?
phone.
Any relation?
My brother-in-law.
Does anybody, this is the most incestuous little village. Everybody's related to everybody.
We own the whole neighborhood at
You
one
own the
time,
whole
Your Honor.
neighborhood. All right, so your brother-in-law,
I don't believe my brother-in-law told him that.
okay,
Because
can I
on-
see, you said you have an affidavit from the brother-in-law? What is his relationship to her?
He's my grandfather.
Step on up. Your grandfather, who is his brother-in-law, told your boyfriend, husband?
No, this is my fiance's sister. My
So
fiance couldn't come
sister-in-law.
today.
Told your sister's fiance that he could take the rototiller off of his property.
Yes, ma'am.
Because according to him, the rototiller's on his property.
Correct.
Do they live next to each other or something?
There's about 4 houses in the family that all have like backyards, the same backyards. So
I know that this family does not
Right.
feel like there are lines, but there are lines. So it's kind of crucial whose property it was actually on.
my grandfather had mentioned to me, and it had been there. I mean, I remember being a kid and playing in the yard and it being there. Like,
So you,
and my dad
you
would be
considered
like,
it a hunk of junk that
Yeah.
had been just sitting there all that time.
trees had grown around it. Yes.
Your Honor.
Just a moment. Okay, this is very nice, except for that this is just a typewritten piece of paper that's not signed by anybody.
He
It's
said
like,
we.
I could have written this. You understand what an affidavit is? I mean, it's not just supposed to be signed, which you also could do outside right before you walk in. It's supposed to be notarized so that I know that the person who you're claiming is saying this is saying this.
Yeah, all right.
I spoke with my grandfather the other day, and
That's what we call hearsay. You're going to tell me what somebody said to you?
I have his cell phone number.
Call your grandfather. Yeah.
Your
What's going
Honor,
on?
If I may.
Who
This
are
is-
you?
My wife's
My
Cindy.
my husband, I'm Sandra, his wife. Part of the police report.
What does the police say Carl Johnson told him?
The police say, I spoke with Carl Johnson, explained the rototiller had been on his property, and he also explained that the lease was with his niece, okay? And then he said it was his granddaughter. And so my question is, if he referred to Amanda as his niece, was it Carl Johnson
That actually
Jr.
called.
as opposed to the grandfather, Carl Johnson Sr.? It sounds like a little bit of a tale, and there's a police report on that.
Because he refers to her as his
His
niece, not as his
The
granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
So you think that the Carl Johnson who the police spoke to is the wrong Carl Johnson?
Correct.
Over
Yeah.
the phone.
That's my dad, so he wouldn't have referred to his daughter as a niece. He would have said my daughter.
Carl Johnson's your dad.
Yes.
This Junior.
Right.
Carl Johnson
Carl
Jr.
Johnson Jr.
It's actually.
Their dad.
And maybe senior, we're not quite sure.
No,
because
he's
all right, so Carl Johnson Jr. is your dad and Carl Johnson is your grandfather.
My dad is Carl
Who
Johnson.
talked to the
III.
police, do you know?
I believe my grandfather did at one point. Would you really like me to call him?
Yeah, call him up right now.
Your Honor, we also have the property lines
And
of
the
the
area
houses
view.
that, were in question with the location indicated of where the equipment was, which shows that it was not
Well, no,
on
you're
their
just going to
property.
draw where you say the equipment was, right? That's all you did?
Well,
You put a
if
little
you
X
look on
where
the
you
aerial.
say the equipment
You can
was?
see
How's that
it
going to help me?
You can see in the aerial view, but where it was.
I have to trust your ex. Do you guys understand? This is
Yes.
like a hunk of junk left there 20 years. Somebody gives him permission to do something. They tell the
Hi,
cops they
Grandpa.
give him permission to do something. We're going to find out.
Hi, it's Ashley. Me and Chris. Hi. Me and Chris are at the courthouse right now, and the judge would like to speak with you if that's okay for a minute. The People's Court. She just wants to make sure that you wrote the letter that we have here. She wants to make sure that you really wrote it. All right, thank you.
He agreed.
We're good?
All right, put him right there on speaker. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
So who's nosier, people in small towns or big towns?
I would say definitely small towns because there are a few people, so it's easier to know each other.
Easier to know each other, maybe less likely to be nosy. What do you think? Small towns, big towns?
I think small towns.
Because
Just to know you see every day.
you're in everybody's business.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
I can't understand a word you
Oh, you gotta come
said.
down. I don't think he can hear you.
Give me 1 second. Is this better?
Yep.
Okay. Have you heard his voice? Is that the right Carl Johnson? Okay. Do we have anything to worry about, or we're fine with you?
No.
Okay. So, Mr. Johnson, we're just trying to clear up this thing about the rototiller.
Wait a minute, am I on television or something?
No, you're not on television. You're in a telephone. I'm on television. And so but I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. I need to know if these kids had permission to sell that rototiller or not.
That rototiller was abandoned on my property 20-some years ago. When I leased the property to my granddaughter, I told it's in the lease that anything on the property that she didn't want, it was her home to dispose of. They left furniture and everything for a while. I moved away from there. And yeah, they had permission, absolutely.
Okay. Is that your brother-in-law?
Sure sounds like him.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let me ask you a question. Mr. Manfredi is complaining because he says that that's his rototiller and that it was on his mother's property. What say you to that?
I said that my wife asked him to get it off of our property years ago. I asked him to get off of our property, and it just he left there.
Okay.
He never did.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
The whole thing's a joke. That's the thing. I don't understand why he thought he was getting for it.
I think he thinks it was on his mother's property and not yours. Or at least that's how he feels now. But thank you. I appreciate you helping us out here. All right. We're going to hang up now.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Manfredi, what am I supposed to do? I've got, certainly a colorable claim to sell it for scrap.
Well, like I said, Your Honor, the map and the aerial view of the property, it shows you where the two properties were.
The map just shows me where property is. It doesn't show me where the rototiller was.
Not the map, the aerial views. And Your Honor...
No, stop. I can see the spots because you say so. I mean, do you understand that you writing it out and saying that's where the rototiller was doesn't prove where the rototiller was, right?
Well, Your Honor, one question. How can he prove that it wasn't there?
Well, the problem is that you're the plaintiff, and you have the burden of proving that he stole your rototiller for you to get $500 for something that he sold for scrap metal for $40. All right, my verdict in this case is $40.
Yeah.
No, we're done. What could you... No, you know what? I do want to see it. What else do you have?
Even, Your Honor?
Just a moment. Okay, so this is a police report that says that you and he came to an agreement that he would pay you $500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did you come to an agreement that you would pay him $500?
I told him that I would come to an agreement to pay him $500 because he kept coming to me and asking me and asking me.
And then you changed your mind?
And I finally, I told him, and then everybody in the family was saying, why are you going to give him $500?
Right, so you changed your mind.
When
okay,
the property,
he can change his mind. He can change his mind.
Yeah, but, Your Honor, when I first filed, I filed a police...
Mr. Manfredi, you are out of gas. I rule in favor of the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, he has no gas left, but he made it out here into the hallway, so step on in here, Mr. Manfredi, next to me here. What's your feeling on the outcome here?
I'm sort of sad that it came out the way it did. The thing I wanted to do is make sure that he knew that he couldn't just take somebody's property and dispose of it without suffering the consequences.
So what's this going to do to the whole family tree of Johnsons and Manfredis?
I know where Mr. Johnson stands right now. He just lost a good relative, let's put it that way.
You won't be at the next Thanksgiving?
No, I won't be anything around him.
All right, that's sad to hear. All right, head right down this way. All right, that man misses his old rototiller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he takes it very seriously.
I know. I mean, I didn't want to get in trouble for doing this. I was just doing what I was told to do.
If this affects the family, does that hurt you?
It doesn't.
It bothers me that because my grandfather's not a liar. My grandfather would say if he was wrong, or say, and clearly Michael was wrong.
All right, Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, I know it sounds a little bit weird that the defendant first became obligated by his own conduct and statements and then changed his mind. The reason the defendant was allowed to change, you're allowed to change your mind, is there was no obligation to pay anything in the first place, so he's not bound by what he says.